Men of Reddit, what do women do that they think is okay but is actually creepy?
Maybe not creepy, but FFS stop pulling on my beard and arm hair. Like, that shit is seriously uncomfortable, and pulling out a beard hair stings like fuck, it's literally attached to my face. You are in my personal space, tugging my hair, and causing me a little pain. Ladies, I don't care how fun it is, please stop or I'll make fun of your eyebrows.
You have to install this GPS tracking app on your phone so I know where you are anytime I want to check.
Went out with a group of guys last weekend. There were 6 of us and this random girl started hanging around us like a lost puppy and just wouldn't leave. She was attractive, but so obviously desperate for attention that none of our group of guys really cared to give her any. This girl was just looking at everyone, batting her eyes and trying to hug everyone, but the guys were just pawning her off on each other. Not sure if this is pathetic more than creepy, but if a guy did the same thing, he'd be labeled with creepy, so yeah. She was creepy to me. I honestly thought she was a hooker or something trying to sell services or some shit the way she was approaching dudes. It's not fucking normal.
Being hypocritical about sexism. Hear about guy hitting girl, what an asshole. Hear about girl hitting guy, well, what did he do? Older man hitting on much younger woman, what a creep. Older woman hitting on much younger man, you get it girl. Making small penis jokes funny. Making fat jokes about men funny. Making short jokes about men funny. Making any jokes about a woman's appearance super not okay.
Always asking if I got flirted with, no matter where I go. Did anyone flirt with you? What the hell? It's flag football. Who would flirt with me at flag football?
Unwanted physical contact. Was out to dinner with a bunch of friends. Coincidentally, they were all women, and the waitress was hitting on me, which involved obvious compliments which I don't care about, and putting her hands all over my shoulders and upper chest. We all had a laugh about it after, but I was seriously weirded out by it, and were the genders reversed I guarantee no one would have been laughing about it.
You know what you don't like men doing? You don't get to do that either. Honestly, hands down, women who exploit emotions of men. We may not all cry in the movie theater, but we are not incapable of experiencing deep painful emotional wounds. In general, it seems to be more acceptable for women to rag on guys for our image, like our height, weight, or income. While the flip side being that men cannot criticize women without being a pig. So yeah, women who nitpick guys for superficial reasons are creepy, arrogant, and covered with more red flags than a game of Minesweeper.
Pulling out the hem of your kilt to see if you're a true Scotsman. When women say things like, if I were 10 years younger, about underage boys. It's creepy, gives off pedo vibes, and if the genders were reversed you'd call the FBI.
Not creepy, but when a woman sees a single dad with his kid and feels it's okay to tell them they're doing great. I get they may feel like they're being supportive or whatever, but the stigma behind guys not knowing how to raise a child is infuriating. I have 50-50 custody of my child and she's raised brilliantly by both me and her mum. I can guarantee mum never gets random praises just for walking through a shop with our child though. It's not supportive, it's condescending as hell, and please stop. Edit. I've seen a few comments about accepting compliments. My daughter is an absolute delight and always gets genuine compliments from passers-by. These I take with pride and a smile. The problem is from the people who approach in shock to see a dad alone with his kid and think he's either babysitting or just lost without a woman to tell him how to raise his kid and needs a patronizing pat on the back. Edit 2. Just to clarify, I always respond with a smile and thank you regardless of the way I'm approached. I'm not raging mad about this lol.
Late to the party, but I haven't seen this mentioned yet. Distributing nudes they get from guys to their friends without permission. I've caught several women doing it and they'll argue about it if asked to stop. Yet another example of it only being an issue if the genders are reversed.
Double standards on sexual harassment.
I've had this happen a few times, but I don't know if it is more common or less common. When I go to a bar for a drink on say a Friday night, I usually go with friends. I'll head to the bathroom and sometimes the bar will be crowded so I'll have to slip through a group of people. Several times I'll get rubbed or caressed by women. Sometimes on the groin, sometimes on the chest or shoulders. It's not wanted nor am I signaling I want to be touched, just saying excuse me and going past. It bothers me every time.
IDK if it's just me, but the baby voice plus behavior really puts me off. Asking password to social accounts or phone.
Going to pride events, gay bars and groping the men whether they like it or not. Like fuck off, creep.
The way girls share really personal things about guys in relation to sex. Society and the media would have you believe that guys talk about sex all the time and just objectify the women that they've slept with. I don't know if maybe I'm just hanging out with the wrong people, but honestly the most you usually get out of a guy is just that they had sex with a girl. And the only time we discuss details are when you're just like trading stories. But girls tend to like immediately report on things to their friends, and share details that honestly could be embarrassing or uncomfortable for the guy. It makes me really uncomfortable and creeped out to think that if I sleep with a girl I have to just accept that all of her friends are going to know every detail about the experience. Size, performance, how long it lasted, how I look. It just feels like a huge breach of privacy.
Used to work for in an office full of women. There were 2 other men, but I was the only fit, young guy, 30. They'd routinely comment about my physique. Gawking. Touching. Many of them married and or church-going type. Women can be just as creepy as men.
Wife bragged to friends about our sex life. We live in a small town and now it feels like everywhere I go, I'm being giggled and smiled at. It's really violating.
I have a friend that whenever she starts dating a guy, just lists me off thing about the dude like she's listing a resume. Never anything about the personality or sense of humor or what characteristics about them she enjoys. It's job, career, college, earnings, house. I had to tell her it was getting creepy because it just sounds like she's getting a checklist to impress people, not find a good person for her.
Tickling and getting pissed when I don't like it. Girl, I don't like getting tickled. I really hate it. I don't care that it's some way to show affection, I don't want it, and for fuck's sake it's not my problem and I don't have to man up and take it. What the hell no means no.
Ask their friends to give them explicit details of their sexual encounters, especially if it's with a BF.
Not exclusively a woman thing, but my ex would screenshot our text conversations and send them to her family and friends for reaction. Like mundane conversations, not even anything interesting. It felt like a very creepy violation of my privacy. Also, she was an idiot. Hope you see this, Laura.
Consider subscribing.